Liam, that first half performance, that was certainly the difference.
Yeah, it was. I thought we were really good first half. I thought in terms of numerous things. I thought how we controlled the game. I thought we've done a lot of work this week on defending the counter attack and beating the block. And I thought the guys transferred it into the game really well today. The bits that we've spoken around that we need to get better at. So huge credit to the guys for taking it into the game. And I mean some really enjoyable moments. The quality in front of goal. So really enjoyable to watch at times. Overall first half was really pleasing.
Is there any point where you can actually just stand and admire is possibly not the right word, but just be quite relaxed?
To be totally honest, no. I think throughout the game, even with 5 minutes to go, we're still so involved, and I think you have to be like that. I think it's of course it's enjoyable to watch, but I think in terms of when we talk around habits and standards and and creating a culture where we're continuously being the best we can, I think you can't step back and ease off, and I think that's probably the most pleasing thing afterwards. The guys are coming in disappointed that we've conceded, so I think it was really enjoyable. Now it's finished, but during it it's a lot more difficult.
By nature, teams who do well during the season tend to have a midfielder who scores 10, 15 maybe, and a striker who scores a number. You've got obviously Scott Twine, who's already on 8. Max Waters is really finding his goal scoring boots now. Mo Isa on the bench, and goals throughout the team, so that must give you great confidence.
Yeah, I know we spoke about it earlier in the year. I think having a variety of sources of goals is massive. I think when you look at it, Matt O'Reilly will score goals. I'm sure of it. Mo will play a part and definitely score goals. Max, Twiney, Peter Kioso score goals, and I think that long time over the course of the season I think is really important. So I thought that the finishing, how clinical we were, was really good today.
Scott Twine's the free kick especially. He's got that technique that we've talked about that's slightly different, but again he finds the net.
Yeah, about time. Yeah, no, I'm really pleased for him because he's as frustrated as anyone when he doesn't score. So I'm delighted he's got his goal today. So he practices that. I said it earlier in the year in an interview. It's not coincidence he's able to do that. He's out on the training pitch regularly practicing it. So credit to him. And the challenge is now is to keep pushing, keep striving, and none of us getting comfortable with anything. Continually look to improve and become a better version of ourselves.
Cambridge had a fair bit more possession in the second half, but Andrew Fisher actually not under a huge amount of pressure really throughout the whole second half.
Yeah, it's the one thing we spoke around afterwards. I think in control's massive. I think we showed an element to us in terms of we did a similar thing at Wigan where we can actually be comfortable out of possession. And again, I think I prefer our second half to have more control of the ball and be a little bit braver and get on it and play through their press or over their press. But again, after when you look at it, I think it's another new experience for the group. We spoke a lot about that this week in terms of we're such a young group and new group that we've had so many different experiences this year. It's the first time we've actually been 3-0 up in a game, and again, when you look at it, I'm sure the group will take, and myself included, will take as much out of the game to go right in this position in the future, in this situation. How do we manage it better? I think again, more really good learning for us.
You've had 4-1 victories, a couple already this season. Is it a little bit sweet to do it in front of the home supporters, or is that not kind of?
No, definitely. I think we've spoken a lot about turning this place into a really difficult venue for oppositions to come. So again, I thought the support was terrific again today, and it's great to hopefully set them up for a good weekend.
Obviously missing one or two. Troy Parrott, obviously on international duty, he pushed Matt O'Reilly up. And looking at for example, the players you got in midfield. You must look at that. I think with Saturday, Tuesday coming up, as you have got now with Leyton Orient in the trophy, etc., and obviously a cup replay, having that amount of players in each position must be give you confidence as well.
Yeah, definitely. We've got real good depth in the group, and that's the the good thing for me is that we can make changes and still sustain the level of quality. And the guys are going to be needed. I think that's really important to stress in the next sort of 4 weeks. I think that's the first of 9 in 28 days. So it's a really full-on period. And the big thing, look at Max today. The guys are only going to get better. Mo's only going to get better by Max pushing him. And I think as long as the guys understand that and they're receptive to fighting and pushing themselves to actually raise their level, that we're win-win in that situation.
Cheers.
Is that as good a 45-minute performance you've seen from your side in that first half?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I thought, a few things. The biggest thing I think that pleased me most was just the rest defence. So how we stopped counter attacks and then how we defended counter attacks. I think it's one thing we've spoken around, times conceding too many goals on transition, given how we play, and that was probably the most pleasing thing. The goals are great, but when you talk around progress and getting better, it really pleased me first half that the guys are able to, transfer the stuff that we've done in training this week from video and on the pitch into the game.
I suppose if you're going to pick any sort of bones, it will be the lack of the clean sheet, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I think that was my challenge to them at half time. Can you keep a clean sheet second half? But like I said, I think that the mark of progress is that we're talking to the guys afterwards, and 4 weeks ago I think default when we come off after that game is they talk around in possession and what they did with the ball. Whereas today we got some really frustrated lads that didn't keep a clean sheet. Fish, back three, and the whole team ultimately are disappointed not to do that. So again, I think that's a real sign of progress. I think culturally that we understand and value the importance of being difficult to beat and keeping clean sheets.
It doesn't feel like it was that long ago that we were thinking, oh yeah, Max Watters is still due to come back when the team was flying. He's come back into the side. I think it's 5 goals in 4 matches now. I mean, he's really making a name for himself, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he did well today. I thought he was a handful. I thought he showed some real good movement to get him behind, and then I thought he showed good power and pace to get on it, and then a calmness in front of goal. So the challenge for Max and for quite a lot of the guys now is sustaining that level of performance. What we can't do is perform like we did today and then Tuesday or next week drop our levels. And if you look at the players at the top of the game, that's what they do week in, week out. They deliver, and that's me included. All of us collectively have to have this culture where we're continuously pushing each other and driving to hold the highest of standards.
Players coming out of quarantine, there weren't really many hangovers in that team there today.
No, and again I think credit to the medical staff and the coaching staff. I think for the work that was done when the guys were in quarantine, but also pre that. I think in the physical condition that they were in. So obviously good to have Ethan back as well after his injury. So yeah, the guys have done the work, and a few of them have felt it. I think second half, but overall was pleased how we looked physically.
Picked up back-to-back league wins now. You're up to 5th in the league, hoping to go on a bit of a run now, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I still think we take it game by game, but at the same point, I think what we did earlier in the year is about replicating that, and can we do it again? And I think the group's capable of that. I genuinely believe in them. I think we can only get better. I think when you look at the ceiling for this team and some individuals within it. So, like I said, there's a huge amount of potential. It's our job as a staff and the players as well. Like in it together is keep that as a performance, to turn that potential into performance, and keep making sure that we churn out performances and results like that.
Obviously Ethan Robson, as you said, back in the lineup after quite a while out injured. How happy are you to have him back in the side?
Yeah, really pleased, and pleased for Ethan because he's worked really hard while he's been out injured. And when you look at it, even Ethan at his age, he's still not a huge number of games under his belt, and I think sometimes, and I said it to Ethan yesterday, I think actually having a few weeks out might not have been a bad thing for him in terms of keeping that hunger, that freshness. It's such a long grind of a season that actually having a few weeks, allowing him to come back fresh, hungry, ready to go again, is good for him, but also good for the group, and it gives us that little injection of energy and a boost in terms of having him back. So yeah, really good to have him back.
Kioso took a couple of knocks in this game, had to come off. How's he doing?
Yeah, he's okay, to be fair. He's a tough kid. It was nothing major. It was more just a case of precautionary. Let's just look after him.
Obviously, Aidan Baldwin involved in that quite a scary clash with George Williams late in the game. How's he doing? Obviously, he was able to continue.
Yeah, Aidan's okay, and to be fair to him, it's a really brave header at the back post. You quite often know that going to attack that, you might get clattered. So I have to say it was a terrific header, and he showed a real element of bravery to go and win it.
Scott Twine and Matt O'Reilly played slightly different roles to some of the other games that they have done today. How pleasing is it to be able to see players drop into slightly different roles and still perform?
Yeah, really good. I think it's pleasing to see how much they connected and how much they played together. I think that's the challenge. What we don't want to do at the top of the box, especially, is become isolated and not link up. And I thought they did that really well. And it shows what good players they are. I think that's the thing for me, is having that versatility. A good player is a good player. They can play in numerous positions and numerous systems, and they did it really well. I thought today. I thought that the two of them in terms of that, but also the out of possession. That they work really hard for the team, which is just as important.
Scott Twine's got a reputation of scoring hits and range. Was it good for his development to see him score just a simple one at the start as well?
Yeah, he obviously pulled out the stat earlier in the year, didn't he? Comparing himself to Messi with goals outside the box. So, it's one that chips away to the ones inside. So, yeah, he'll score goals at this level. The challenge is, to keep chipping away week in, week out. So it's less about having high numbers and high spurts and then, not having a few games, just around consistently week in, week out, being clinical, taking your chances, and like you said, it's a variety in the box, outside the box.
Cambridge did have a few moments at 3-0 where they might have forced it. Was it good to see the team brush it off and get the fourth?
Yeah, I think that was the. We said it at half time, mate. You know they're going to come out and come after you, and they're going to, momentum's going to start with them. It's around maintaining control in that period, and I thought we did it well enough. I thought we could have used the ball better. There was one moment I thought second half where we built through their press really well, and we were driving at their back line. And I think it's the learning today is even at 3-0, sustain a level, keep being brave, keep playing, and keep making ultimately good decisions.